Hi, everyone, and welcome to StudioJake. I, of course, am your host, Jacob Airy. Thank you so much for joining me today. So, new studio, my new home studio, it's finally starting to come together a little bit. That's thanks to my amazing producer, who's also my super cute wife. And she has been working really hard with me to get this set up going and ready. I'll have artwork up soon, have better setup, the whole 9 yards. So, thank you for your patience. In the meantime, my name is Jacob Airy. I am the host of this vidcast where I talk about all things pop culture. I would really appreciate it if you would like this video, share it out, leave me a comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm well over 700, over halfway there. So any and all subscriptions really help me. Thank you. All right. So, The Little Mermaid. Um, I actually didn't like the animated film. I thought it was the first attempt by Disney to insert political correctness into one of their stories. I've debated other YouTubers about this, and I'm happy to be wrong about that. It is what it is. It's just my opinion. I'm not stating it as a fact. That's just my opinion. Well, no one can deny that opinion is correct about the upcoming live action remake. Disney is rechurning out their properties, and I did a video reaction to the trailer when it came out about how bleak and dark it looked. Well, there have been some discussions about what will the remake look like because it's over 2 hours long, so way longer than the animated film even. Obviously, it's less colorful, less lively, but it's still going to be a musical. They're still doing a lot of the songs from the animated film, and a Twitter account called Cynical Storyteller read the novelization. Now, a lot of times film novelizations can be different from the films. I remember this was the case with the Batman Begins novelization. The uh, the book had made it more clear about Ra's al Ghul's intentions. He seemed more like a villain than he did in the film, and also that was the first reference to Ra's al Ghul having a daughter was in the Batman Begins novelization. Same with the Revenge of the Sith novelization. We actually had Qui-Gon Jinn appear as a Force ghost in this. Also, the continual growing anger that Anakin had toward Obi-Wan is more apparent in the book. It starts way early on in the novel as the trajectory. And whenever he's being nice to Obi-Wan, it's more like he's just kind of grinning and bearing it. He's not really interested in talking with Obi-Wan. So that to say, The Little Mermaid, the novelization, it could be different from the film, but usually they're as close to the script as you can possibly get. So Cynical Storyteller did this. Now I'm going to tell you there will be some spoilers. So if you want to just see the movie blind, just be warned, there is spoilers in this description. I finally finished reading the novelization of The Little Mermaid live action remake, so I'll make a thread listing what happens in it for those curious. She goes on to talk about the novel. And then she says, in short, this film has the exact same problems as the 2017 Beauty and the Beast remake. It's exactly the same film as the 1989 one beat by beat, with a lot of pointless changes and additions to justify the 2 hours and 15-minute runtime. The changes are, but not limited to, in the opening Fathoms Below sequence, Eric is told about mermaids, how are initially thought to be dangerous by the humans in the remake, by some crew member named Mulligan, whom we never see after the storm scene. The concert at King Triton's palace are held in honor of the Coral Moon celebration. Also, Triton's daughters aren't singing here, they just sit with their father during the festivities. It's never explained why Triton's daughters are all different ethnicities. There's only one mother mentioned throughout the book, and she's generally referred to as Ariel's mom, Triton's wife, and the dead queen, so make of that as you will. Man, Triton maybe should have asked his wife more questions. Also, like Bat B 2017, they really want to drill in the fact that Ariel's mom is dead. It's revealed that Triton's prejudice against humans is because of his wife's death, that he wants to keep Ariel safe because of it. Like Maurice, he's portrayed as a grieving widower. Have you seen in the trailers, Ariel defeats the shark by way of mirror reflection, otherwise the scene pans out exactly as the original. Our first of many scenes with Scuttle takes place underwater. He's a bird. And Scuttle, a gannet here, is apparently diving for food while meeting with Ariel. Rather than Ariel remembering what the celebration on her own, she's reminded of it by Sebastian, who has been looking for her. Sebastian is also a major domo here. Why does the scene take place underwater? So what, when Ariel swims to Eric's ship, it would be the first time she ever goes to the surface for symbolism's sake or something? Ariel lies in a lifeboat while watching Eric's birthday. He's not given any statue during his birthday party. Instead, we see it being thrown overboard during the storm, and Ariel later retrieves it and takes it to her grotto. Sebastian discovers Ariel's grotto, not before the part of your world number, but rather before the under the sea one. He has multiple scenes where he's butting heads with Scuttle. Just from this book alone, I can tell Scuttle is really annoying in the remake. After Ariel saves Eric, we see her and her sisters not primping in front of mirrors, but cleaning the curls from last night's wreckage. This change was made so that the sisters can make a comment about how humans are dangerous and evil. Okay, so why the humans were throwing stuff overboard because of a storm to make the ship, easier to steer, make it a little lighter. Why is that an evil thing? They were just trying to survive. It doesn't make any sense. The biggest change is that Eric's mom's Queen Selena is alive in the remake, but that Eric is actually adopted, found washed by the shore as a baby. Their relationship is meant to parallel that of Ariel and Triton. Eric loves to explore the sea and, in turn, help his poor kingdom prosper, but Selena forbids him, afraid to lose him. After the storm, she forbids him to go on any further sea voyages. Well, that kind of destroys the point of his character. He's a sea captain. There's also more emphasis on Eric searching for the girl who saved him throughout the kingdom. After destroying her grotto, Triton specifically orders Ariel to never leave again. Flotsam and Jetsam don't manipulate Ariel into going to Ursula. She does that herself via a mirror vortex created by the eels. Ooh. Ursula pulls off one of Ariel's skills to add to the potion. She also makes Ariel forget that she has to kiss Eric in 3 days via spell amnesia. When Sebastian tries to remind her of the time limit, Ariel's mind wanders off. Ariel isn't taken by Eric to the castle. She's pulled from the sea and then taken to the castle by a fisherman named Joshua. Then Lashana, the castle's head of household, takes her to the castle and cleans her up. Lashana informs Eric of the missing girl. He initially thinks she is his rescuer, but changes his mind once he discovers she can't speak. Still, the two bond over Eric's fascination with sea life. Eric has his own room of collected treasures, much like Ariel's grotto. Scuttle leads Ariel and Eric to the lagoon by stealing Eric's new hat and dropping it on a boat. Eric guesses Ariel's name by her using the Aries constellation. Eric talks about the navigation constellations during their boat ride. We see another scene after the kiss the girl where Ariel and Eric sneak into the palace to avoid being caught by Eric's mom. He was supposed to stay in the palace, but instead gave Ariel a tour of the kingdom without his mother knowing. This remake really wants you to know that Vanessa is a terrible match for Eric, and they have kind of a picture of her looking smug. At the wedding, Scuttle lands in Vanessa's face, but it's Ariel that has a cat fight with her, snaps off the seashell necklace from Vanessa, and smashes it to the ground. What? Man, she's an even bigger brat in this movie. I regret to inform you that rumors are true. Ariel is the one who defeats Ariel by steering the ship, while Eric is the one caught in the whirlpool. Again, the climax is otherwise the same as in the original. As someone else pointed out, this defeats the point of the movie. Eric, the human defeating Ursula, proves to Trident that not all humans are bad. This is especially hypocritical as the book harks about how human and mer people should not be prejudiced against each other. Ariel does not become human right after the big showdown. It happens a few days later after Triton observes how much she longs to be with the humans. Also, the wedding scene at the end is replaced with Ariel and Eric going on a sea voyage. Can't have marriage! And these are pretty much all the major changes in the remake. There's no mention of Chef Lewis or what happened exactly to Ariel's mom, but otherwise, this will most certainly be a carbon copy of the original, so there. I forgot to mention the book does state that Ursula is responsible for the death of Ariel's mother, but it never goes into detail about how and why. This might be addressed in the movie, though, but not sure. Addendum. One of the companions to the remake, Guide to Merfolk, does properly explain what happens to Ariel's mother. And then they give like a little description and some screenshots and whatnot. So thank you, Cynical Storyteller, for revealing this to us. It does seem like Disney is just trying to milk the franchises for all their money. It seems, in my opinion, just from the trailer and from now this description of the novelization, it seems to me that this is just a soulless cash grab. It's got no intention of bringing together the magic and the beauty. Even though I didn't like the original Little Mermaid, I can still appreciate it in the annals of cinema history, especially animation. The songs are amazing in the original. The animation is amazing. I just didn't like the story. I think Ariel was a terrible example for girls. She's basically a spoiled brat. Now, in the animated series, they kind of tone down at that aspect of it, but that's just, and again, that's just my opinion. I'll happily debate people on that. I have, in fact, but that's just how I see it. And now Disney is taking this even further by injecting identity politics and more political correctness into the story. And I just think that it's not going to make the splash that they think it will. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up, that you'll leave me a comment and tell me what you think, that you'll share it out with your friends, and of course, consider subscribing to StudioJake. I cover all kinds of nerd and pop culture topics, including film, television, anime, comic books, and so much more. I hope that you'll also head over to my main website, StudioJakeMedia.com, where I have even more news, views, and commentary. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, head over to my locals page. That's studiojakemedia.locals.com. It's the best way to support me. I'm trying to build a little community there. I have exclusive reviews and articles, so definitely head over there and check it out. And I'll see you next time right here on Studio Jake.